What's up, everybody? In this video, I want to go over how you can solve 90% of your trading problems. And these problems are why 90% of traders fail. Not only have these concepts helped me become a better trader behind the screens, but it's also helped me become a better person in life, with money, with relationships, with friends, with family. All I ask is you keep a very open mind to what I'm going to be explaining. Let this video switch your mindset, because I want you all to come back to my channel, come back to this video, leave a comment, and thank me with the advice I'm going to give you on how much it's helped you and how much it's changed you as a trader and as a person. I'm confident it's going to be the root cause to all your success as a trader and as a person with business and life. But the first thing we have to understand is we need to let go of our mind and we need to let go of our thoughts. We also really need to let go of our ego. You all probably have experienced your ego doing the talking, doing the trading, and it's made you make bad decisions that you regret later on. Anyone who identified with their ego or anybody who's identified with their mind will always have fear in the back of their head, and it's gonna be their constant companion. True power comes from within us. Inside of ourselves, it's ingrained, it's our being. It doesn't come from our ego, and it doesn't come from fearful decisions. Our ego leaves this hole or leaves this void inside of us that we must please our ego to feel complete or to feel accomplished. So people or even traders enter this compulsive pursuit of instant gratification or ego gratification, and they make irrational decisions to feel whole or to feel complete from within. How many of you force trades? How many of you want to get rich quick? How many of you want to make a lot of money? How many of you want to feel correct or be right all the time? You do this so you feel better about yourself, you let your ego win, and this void now becomes filled because you're pleasing your ego. Be honest with yourself, be honest with me. How many of you are anxious during a trade? How many of you start sweating? How many of you feel uneasy? How many of you are fearing that you're gonna lose? How many of you get greedy because you want to make more money? This is all psychological fear of something that is non-existent. Worrying about the next outcome in the market, or fearing that we're gonna lose, or getting greedy from making more money. These are all things that we do not have yet. They are fearing for the future. We are fearing something that might happen, and we are not cautious or having our focus on what's happening right in front of us in the now and in the present moment. We're so concerned with something that's going to happen in the future that we lose touch and we lose focus on what's right in front of us right now. So I can guarantee you, if you're greedy, if you're fearful, if you're anxious, if you're uneasy, if you're worrying, if you got a lot of tension, that's because you're worrying about an outcome in the future, and your attention is in that future moment versus being in the present moment, which is going to give us all the answers. We are our greatest enemy. Our mind is our greatest enemy. Our thoughts, our mind, our brain will obscure the present moment and will deviate us away from what is occurring right in front of our face in fear of a future or a past event. How many times has your mind played tricks on you? How many of you got anxious? How many of you exited a winning trade early because you were comfortable with the profits, only to see 5-10 minutes later, you could have made 2-3 times the amount of profits that you made? Or how many of you exited a losing trade way too early, and that losing trade would have been a winning trade if you didn't stop out, but you exited because you were scared to lose, you didn't want to be incorrect, you feel like you always got to be right, and you let your ego do the trading. As a trader, and even in life, we cannot look at the past. If you've blown up an account in the past, that's over with. If you took a loss yesterday, that's over with. If you took 3 trades 3 days ago and they were all losing trades, it's over with. It happened. It's in the past. It's already written. We don't want to look back on it. A lot of traders are scarred emotionally from past experiences, and this affects them in the present moment, which is going to have all our answers. And also, a lot of traders are fearing for the future. They don't want to lose on a trade. They're fearing an outcome. They're saying, okay, if I enter here, I don't know what's going to happen next. Well, as a trader, I could tell you, nobody knows what's going to happen next. The outcome that's going to happen next is unknown. So unless you're comfortable being uncomfortable, it's going to be very hard to be a trader and to not live in the future. I had somebody message me the other day in the Investor community basically saying, how do I get rid of a market bias? I woke up, I was very, very bearish. I thought that the default news was going to come out. I thought the earnings were going to be bad. And I thought the market should be in a recession. We should sell off. Well, this is a bias. This is anticipating the future and ignoring the present moment. We think something is going to happen. Well, that thought or that thinking action is in anticipation of a future event. It's non-existent. It doesn't exist yet. Nobody can predict the next outcome in the market. It's unknown. So as a trader, you really got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Forget about the past mistakes and stop worrying so much about the future. The present moment is all we got, and it's got all our answers. Now, that's not to say we cannot look back on the past and we took losing trades. But if you learn from those losing trades and you build this foundation, then we can use the past in the present moment to better prepare ourselves to react for what's right in front of us in the now. A great deal of decisions that traders make is too much of a focus on the future, too much of a focus on the past. It completely obscures or blinds the present moment. Think about this. All we ever have is right now. As I'm recording this video, I'm recording it in the present moment. If you think about anything in the past, I'm going to rewatch this video when I post it on YouTube, and you all are watching this video. But as I'm recording it in the now. And as you're watching this video, you're watching it in the now. So there never was a moment where the past wasn't now, and there's never not going to be a moment where the future is not experienced in the now. So all our moments, all our experiences, all our thoughts have to be now in the present moment, not in the past or not in the future. The present moment is the best moment. The present moment will have all our answers. For example, let's just say we're looking to long the market off of a demand zone. Sometimes a lack of an answer is a valid answer. If we're looking to long this market off demand and there's a lack of buyers, we're lacking an answer from participants, lacking an answer from buyers right now, then that's a proper answer for me to not take that trade. Or if I'm looking to long the market off this demand zone and right now I'm spotting tons of buyers hitting the offer and tons of sellers hitting the bid, but there's a passive buyer absorbing all that selling, then right now the market's telling me to enter that trade. And without hesitation, without thinking about the outcome in the future, or without thinking of losses in the past, or something I did a few minutes ago, I'm entering that trade right now because in the present moment, all those buyers hitting the offer and all those sellers hitting the bid aggressively, but there's a passive buyer absorbing it all, is telling me that the market could go up, and I'm going to manage my risk as a trader, reacting to the present moment in the now. So there's two main ways to get in the present moment. And even in real life, like outside the markets, this happens to me. If my thoughts cloud my judgments, if I feel overwhelmed, if I feel like I got a lot of stuff going on and I can't make rational decisions because my thoughts are clouding my judgment, what I do is I recognize this. And being present or getting in the present moment, acknowledging that you're not present and you're not reacting to what's happening right now is presence itself. If you watch yourself and say, okay, I'm out of sync or I'm out of the present moment, I'm worrying so much about the future, I'm anxious, then that presence or that thought of being not present is actually you being present. And if you watch your thoughts, you watch yourself think, this is going to help you switch into the present moment. In the market, this is reacting to what we have right in front of our faces. I cannot tell you how many times I see traders entering the market because they think something's going to go up, or they enter the market because they think things are going to go down. In the market, thinking is no good. Let go of your thoughts and think less. Your job as a trader is to react to the present moment on what it's giving you right now. The market has all our answers in the now. Constantly throughout the day, 5 minutes from now, we might have an answer that we don't have right now. I view the market as an ocean. It's constantly changing. The temperatures change, the waves change, and we must go with these flows in the present moment. We're not thinking about the past. We're not thinking about the future. We're thinking about right now. If we can do this, we are free of the mind. As I said earlier, the mind is our greatest enemy. So we can do this, free of our thoughts. Well, we're free of the mind. And if we're free of the mind, we're going to be free of the past and the future. So many people live in the past, and so many people are anxious about the future. That will solve 90% of your emotional trading decisions. So next time you think about entering a trade, I want you to not think, and sometimes thinking is a trade that we should not be taking. I never think I'm going to enter here, or I never think that I should enter there. I'm saying, okay, I see this happening. I'm entering because I see this happening in the present moment. And the last thing I'm going to leave you guys with is do not be so concerned with the fruit of your labor or the fruit of all your actions. That's the ego talking. If your ego is so proud and so concerned about the results and so concerned about how much money you're making or how successful you are, then your ego, or you're doing the work because of your ego. And we cannot be truly fulfilled or truly successful if it's influenced and motivated by the ego. And that's being very connected to our thoughts. And then think about this. We never let any success or any failure influence our presence in the now. We never let any success or any failure influence our thoughts. If we let it influence our thoughts, oh, I just took a really large loss in the market. Well, that's messing me up. Well, if you just took a large loss in the market and 5 minutes after you take that loss, A+ high quality setup comes about, if you let that loss influence your decisions and affect the present moment in the now, well, that setup 5 minutes after you took that loss, you're not going to take it because you're so worried about that loss you took in the past that it's affecting your thoughts and affecting the present moment in the now. Give your attention to the action itself. This is what I mean about process over profits. If you focus on the process day after day, I wake up and I focus on my process. I'm not worrying about tomorrow. I don't care what I did yesterday. I'm focusing on what's happening today. Repeating that process day after day, the results will come. Subconsciously, you will feel success and the reward will come and you build upon that. Focus on the action of the progress in the now. So many people are so concerned about getting to the upper level or the top of the mountain, to the top. I want to be in the 1%. I want to make $1 million. I want to be so successful that they forget they're on the journey climbing up the mountain to that success. That their thoughts about the future take them away from the present moment and the enjoyment of every single step, or the enjoyment of climbing up that mountain and the process that's needed to get to the top. That when you get to the top, you realize there is no top and you got to keep climbing and keep climbing and keep climbing to get better. And the climbing on a daily basis, the process repeating itself, is in the present moment and is truly felt in the now, because if you focus on the now, all your problems will not be existent and you will continue to climb and get better and better and better. I'm going to leave you all off on that note. I hope this video helped. If it did, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. I know it goes on a deeper level than most of my videos, but it's something that I really wanted to get out there for everybody who is struggling. If you get your attention in the now, a lot of your problems will be non-existent. It will help you become a better trader. Let's spread this message with other communities, other traders. I would really, really appreciate that. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. I would also really, really appreciate that. And I'm going to end it. Peace.